This is One News in English at 5. I'm Yanni MOUTSIOS. Here are today's top stories. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan says his country has concluded all the strategic cooperation meetings with Greece and there will be no other meeting this year. US State Department spokesperson Ned Price says the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries should be protected and respected. Head of the European Commission Ursula von der Leyen said on Friday that the EU should grant candidate status to Ukraine and Moldova. The Power Pass platform, where electricity customers can apply for rebates on the additional charges made in their power bills, is set to open on Friday. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan said that his country has concluded all the strategic cooperation meetings with Greece and that there will be no other this year. Greece should look after herself from now on, Erdogan noted. Turkish President's inflammatory comments come a day after the Defense Minister of Turkey has approached Nikos Panagotopoulos in a conciliatory manner, talking about dialogue as a means of resolving the bilateral disputes. Erdogan said that he had expressed his objections on the ongoing process and that he will not meet with them, meaning Greece, unless an honest politician is found. The Turkish president noted that we are done with our dealings with Greece and that there is no one with the name Mitsotakis. We will keep his word and we shall meet only with sincere politicians. US State Department press spokesperson Ned Price said the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries should be protected and respected when asked by a Turkish correspondent regarding the Greek islands and their alleged militarization. Price once again noted that Washington's standing position in support of a de-escalation of tensions via a diplomatic route, while noting that sovereignty and territorial integrity should be respected and protected. Our position on this is the same one you heard a couple of weeks ago, and the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries should be respected and protected. We continue to encourage our NATO allies, Greece and Turkey in this case, to work together to maintain peace and security in the region and to resolve their differences diplomatically. Now, this is what Ned Price, a spokesperson for the United States State Department, said on the issue of the Greek-Turkish relations.
Greece is increasingly arming the islands just miles away from Turkey that are limited under certain agreements. What is the U.S. position on this topic, and do you endorse this militarization of islands?
Our position on this is the same one you heard a couple weeks ago, and the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries should be respected and protected. We continue to encourage our NATO allies, Greece and Turkey in this case, to work together to maintain peace and security in the region and to resolve their differences diplomatically. We urge our allies to avoid rhetoric that could further raise tensions. Greece and Turkey, of course, are both strong partners. They're key NATO allies to the United States, and we will continue to urge both of them to de-escalate tensions.
Coming up next, head of the European Commission Ursula von der Leyen says on Friday that the EU should grant candidate status to Ukraine and Moldova. Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis said on Friday it was important to keep channels of communications open with Turkey, despite inflammatory rhetoric which has heightened tension between the two neighbors. Mitsotakis, during his visit in Cyprus, said the international law was on Greece's side. Cyprus President Nikos Anastasiadis, during a meeting in Nicosia, noted that we will set aside any rhetoric which deviates from the rules of good diplomatic practice. Now, head of the European Commission Ursula von der Leyen said on Friday that the EU should grant candidate status to Ukraine and Moldova, bringing them closer to bloc membership, while Georgia still has some homework to do. Ukraine applied for EU membership just days after Russia's invasion, while Georgia and Moldova followed suit shortly after over fears of aggression and influence from Moscow. Von der Leyen said that we have one main message. Yes, Ukraine deserves a European perspective. It should be welcomed as a candidate country on the understanding that important work remains to be done. The step follows a month-long, highly symbolic debate in which several high-ranking EU officials and leaders came out in favor of starting the procedures for Ukraine. On fundamental rights, von der Leyen pointed that Ukraine has achieved 80% of the recommendation of the Venice Commission, but still lacks the adoption of the law on national minorities. An EU candidate status has been so quickly for the first time being given, which leaves EU leaders roughly a week to study the document before deciding on the matter at a crucial EU summit on 24th and 23rd of June. The opinion is said to serve as a basis for EU leaders who are expected to approve Ukraine's candidate status with strict conditions, though membership may take years or even decades. At the same time, the European Commission also recommended granting Moldova EU candidate status on the understanding that the country will carry out reforms. More on the program today. The Power Pass platform, where electricity customers can apply for rebates on the additional charges made in their power bills, is set to open today. A 60-year-old woman was taken before court today, charged with keeping 16 dogs in a flat in poor hygiene conditions in Thessaloniki. Attorney General charged the woman with neglecting the basic rules of animals welfare, breeding and keeping animals for profit in violation of health regulations. The defendant was released and received a 3-day deadline to testify before court. The police said that the woman kept 16 dogs, both locked and free, in her flat, whereas the condition of the room appeared to be unhygienic. Foul smell and animal stools covered were all over the room and the balcony. Health Minister Thanos Plevris said on Friday the Greek state is suing Swiss-American multinational pharmaceutical giant Novartis for 214 million euros. In a statement, Plevris said the state is seeking compensation for the non-pecuniary damage it has suffered from the actions that Novartis itself has admitted to in the USA that concerns payments to doctors. Plevris also noted the Greek state reserves the right to claim any damage it has suffered with a newer lawsuit, and we are clear that all sanctions against Novartis for its illegal practices will be applied. The Power Pass platform, where electricity customers can apply for rebates on the additional charges made in their power bills, is set to open today. The rebates, which can range from 18 to 600 euros, will be provided for bills issued between December 1, 2021 and May 31, 2022. The rebates amount to 60% of the additional charges levied on those bills after deducting any subsidies already paid by the state and the power providers themselves. The platform will remain open until June 30th, and customers can expect to receive the rebates into their bank account by July 15th. That's all from us for today. Next news bulletin in Greek at 6 o'clock. Thank you for watching.